Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is October 1st, and right now we are looking at the infrared satellite imagery. Look at the cinnamon roll out here off the waters of the Pacific Northwest. Frontal system still moving across some of the Bay Area and towards the central coast. That should be producing precipitation as we go through the day today as well. We'll take a look at that in some detail, then we'll take a look at what is to come next year across much of the west coast of the USA. So scrolling back and forth, you can see we do have that precipitation coming across the region. You can clearly see that band of cloud there pushing in just south of the Bay Area right now. Might hit some of San Joaquin County here, some of Merced County, some of the northern San Joaquin Valley as well as we go on through the day today, and some heavy rainfall starting to show up in some of the models with this. Don't see any thunderstorm potential really on the high resolution models, but again, could be bringing a nice round of precipitation. We will definitely take it. When we scroll back through the day yesterday, you can kind of see that precipitation moving across as we went through last night, the overnight hours, and we come back out towards this morning where we are currently. You can see that one lightning strike right off the coastline there north of the Bay Area. Now, moderate risk of sneaker waves. That storm across the Pacific Northwest is producing some wave action that will be moving south across portions of California. They have the beach hazard statement down towards Shelter Cove, but just pay attention all the way down the Bay Area towards the Central Coast as you go through tomorrow. Some of that increased wave action. Watch out for that. I mean, every year the ocean claims people's lives. Washington, Oregon, California coastline. And once you get pulled out there, the water is relatively cold and it can be deadly. It can really sap your energy pretty quick. And we got big, nasty logs out there, and sometimes it's just hard to get back to the shore. And people get in trouble trying to go out there and get pets that and get swept away by waves and things like that. So just be careful on the coastal areas as we go through the fall and the winter months. Again, it gets people every single year. Let's see if we can have the deaths at zero this year. Now, taking a look here at 850 millibar temperature, and we're looking at 6-hour precipitation. That's, of course, at the surface. But if we scroll through here as we go through the day today, you can see that some of that pushing across some of Sacramento, down across some of the northern San Joaquin Valley, back in towards the foothills of the Sierra Nevada. Starts to lose its punch a bit here, but you can see it continues on in through tonight. And it does even actually bring some precipitation all the way back down towards some of what is Kern County. There's Los Angeles County. It brings some precipitation all the way back down as this frontal system kind of stubbornly moves through here as we go through Friday morning. That's the high resolution rapid refresh. So you can kind of see that precipitation, how it unfolds as we go through the day today and tomorrow. But after that, we're going to dry out a bit. Now, I mentioned the waves here, and you can kind of see how they're pushing down as we go through today on in through tomorrow as well. And then we really relax things. We turn the flow back offshore as we go on in through the weekend and on in through early next week. Now, looking at the winds just off the surface here, about 2,500 feet, you can see the Pacific Northwest storm there. It's weakening here over the next couple of days, and we turn the flow back northerly across some of the coastal waters there and even the Sacramento Valley, and we start to turn things back offshore as we go through the day on Sunday. You can really see it get ripping here across Washington, Oregon, and it will also be doing some of that across California as well. We got a kind of a chilly air mass coming down across the inner mountain west. More on that here in a moment. But if we look at the mean sea level pressure, you'll see how that low kind of dissipates and we get the ridge building back across Pacific Northwest and somewhat of a relative thermal trough moving up the coastline. Very subtle feature there, but you can see how the pressure gets higher inland versus the lower pressure right along the coastal areas, and you start to bring that offshore flow back on in through the early portion, later portion of this weekend and on in through the early portion of next week. So also got some tropical systems out here that could start to move north towards the southwest USA. We'll worry about that here a little bit more over the next few days. If I scroll back, you can see this is Octave down there off to the south. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. Somebody correct me if I'm not, but that is Octave out there. And then another tropical system likely to develop after that as we go through next week. Now, take a look at the daily 2-meter max temperature. So, excuse me, this is today, Wednesday, and we go through tomorrow. There's Friday, Saturday. You see how we bounce these temperatures back here a bit as we go through the weekend. It's not exceptionally hot, but it will get a bit warm as we go through next week, relatively speaking. I mean, what we've been dealing with the last few days, kind of a gradual warming trend as we go through next week. Now, this is something interesting here. If I click on that, you can see this is frost freeze. First frost, actually, the first significant frost, let's call it, could impact portions of northeast California, portions of Oregon, and portions of Nevada. Just kind of an interesting graphic here in the 3 to 7 day hazards outlook from the National Weather Service. And you'll kind of see that reflected here. Temperatures are about 2,500 feet. I know that's not the surface, but this gives you a good visual indicator of that cooler air mass. And watch it come. There it goes. You can see it sagging south across some of the interior portions there. And that's what's going to help kick this offshore flow and start to bring us some cool weather here across the interior. But in turn, it also develops that thermal trough. We can see that warmer air just off the surface moving up towards the Oregon coast as well. Now, this is a risk of heavy precipitation. I just thought I'd show this. I think this is because that tropical system is scheduled to maybe move across the Gulf of Alaska and come back and maybe clip portions of California. We'll worry about that here over the next few days. But yeah, anyway, yeah, glad to see some meaningful rainfall coming for portions of Central California. Again, that'll be with us all the way on in through the day tomorrow. That continues to slide south and bring some better amounts across the higher terrain. Watch that wave action if you're going out to the coastal areas. Check back tomorrow as always, and we'll continue to update you on a daily basis. Hope you guys are having a good day. Otherwise, click like and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later.